You are listening to IELTS Listening Practice Test 2. The test is in 4 sections, and each section has 10 questions. You will hear each section only once. At the end of the test, you will have 10 minutes to transfer your answers to the answer sheet. Now turn to Section 1. Section 1. You will hear a woman calling a travel agency to ask about holiday packages. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 10. Now, listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 10.
Good morning, Blue Wave Travel. How may I help you?
Hello, I'd like to book a holiday package for August.
Sure. May I have your name, please?
Yes, it's Mrs. Helen Rowley.
Thank you, Mrs. Rowley. Where would you like to go?
I'm interested in the Maldives Islands.
Great choice. How many nights do you plan to stay?
7 nights.
And your preferred departure date?
August 15th, if that's available.
Yes, it is. Would you prefer a morning or evening flight?
Morning, please.
Okay. How many adults and children will be traveling?
2 adults and 1 child.
Got it. Do you have a hotel preference?
We'd like to stay at the Coral Beach Resort.
Noted. Any specific dietary or other requirements?
We'll need vegetarian meals and a baby cot for my daughter.
Certainly. Finally, could I have your contact number?
Yes, it's 07963455882.
Thank you. You'll receive an email confirmation shortly. Noted. Any specific dietary or other requirements?
Section 2. You will hear a manager giving an orientation talk to new volunteers at a city library. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 20. Now listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 20.
Good morning, and welcome to the volunteer orientation session at the City Library. We really appreciate your time and commitment to helping us. Let me begin with a bit of background. The library was first opened in 1902 and has been serving the community for over a century. Although it started with only a few hundred books, today we have a collection of over 100,000 items. These days, the library is particularly popular with retired people. Many come here daily to read newspapers, attend events, or just enjoy a quiet place to relax. We do also have a lot of children's activities, but they are more seasonal. As a volunteer, you'll find the building well equipped. There's a computer room, a large study area, and a spacious event hall. We don't yet have a café, although that's in the plans for next year. Now, let's talk about your role. We ask volunteers to commit to a minimum of 3 hours a week, but we are flexible. You can choose the times that suit you best. We have several teams. In the circulation area, volunteers help reshelve books and assist customers in finding items. This role needs basic knowledge of how the library is organized. Then there's the children's section, where you might help run storytelling sessions, especially on weekends when it's busiest. At the information desk, volunteers answer basic questions and issue new library cards. You'll need to be familiar with our booking system to do this effectively. Those helping with computer assistance will work with users who need help printing, accessing the internet, or using software. We do prefer you to have some IT experience if you want to join this team. The events team handles setup for talks and workshops. This could mean arranging chairs, managing microphones, or greeting guests. Lastly, in the local history department, volunteers help catalogue old photos and organize archives. It's detailed work, so being accurate is very important. We hope you find your time here rewarding and enjoyable. Now let's answer any questions you may have.
That is the end of section 2. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Section 3. You will hear two students, Rachel and Tom, discussing their research project on city transport systems. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 30. Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 30.
So, Tom, have you decided on the topic for our joint research project?
Yeah, I was thinking we could look at urban transport systems. At first, I considered noise pollution, but I thought traffic congestion might be more relevant to city life.
That's a good point. There's certainly a lot of data we could collect. Were you thinking of doing interviews or questionnaires?
I thought interviews might take too long and would be hard to arrange. I'm leaning towards an online survey. It's quicker and we can reach more people.
True, though we'll need to make sure the questions are really clear. Ambiguity can mess up the results.
Definitely. We should keep the number of questions to about 10, don't you think?
Yeah, that's enough to keep it manageable. Who are we going to target for responses?
I was thinking students and university staff. They are easy to reach and regularly use city transport.
Good idea. What about secondary data sources?
I found some government statistics on commuter numbers, and there's also some useful information in recent transport surveys.
Perfect. And what aspect will we focus on? The cost, efficiency, or something else?
I think we should look at commuter satisfaction. It combines different elements like reliability, comfort, and affordability.
Sounds good. For analyzing the data, our tutor suggested using a spreadsheet. Have you used one before?
Yeah, I have. I can set it up with formulas for averages and frequency.
Great. And just to confirm, when's the final deadline for submission?
It's the 29th of May, so we've got a few weeks to complete everything.
Perfect. Let's get started with the question design then.
That is the end of section 3. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Section 4. You will hear a lecture about the social behavior of birds. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40.
Today, we're going to explore the fascinating topic of bird social behavior. While birds are often seen as solitary creatures, many species display surprisingly complex social lives. To begin with, birds often use teamwork to increase their chances of finding food. For example, when foraging, some species take turns spotting danger while others feed. This cooperation enhances survival. Another reason birds form flocks is for protection. Large groups are more effective at spotting predators early and can use group movements to confuse or intimidate attackers. You've probably seen geese flying in a distinctive V formation. This isn't just for show, it allows them to conserve energy, as each bird benefits from the upwash of the one in front. They take turns leading to share the workload. Social bonds also help reduce stress levels. In species that form pairs or family groups, close contact with other birds helps regulate emotions and build stronger resilience. Birds like ravens exhibit high levels of intelligence. They engage in play, problem-solving, and even show empathy. Their social interactions are thought to be a key driver of their intelligence. Another form of social behavior is communal roosting, where birds gather in large numbers to rest overnight. This behavior not only offers warmth but also reduces individual vulnerability to predators. Nesting colonies, like those of penguins or herons, can include hundreds of birds. While this increases the risk of competition for resources, it also provides safety in numbers. Birds also engage in social grooming, or preening, to maintain their feathers and strengthen bonds with others in the group. It's similar to what we see in primates. Singing is another social tool. Birds use it not only for attracting mates but also to mark territory and display strength to rivals. Despite all we know, many aspects of bird language and communication remain mysterious, and scientists continue to study their behavior to unlock the secrets of these fascinating creatures.
That is the end of section 4. You now have half a minute to check your answers. That is the end of listening practice test 2. You now have 10 minutes to transfer your answers to the answer sheet. Please make sure all your answers are written clearly and correctly. The answer key can be found in the description section below. Let us know your score in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more.